Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Apparently, if you believe what my buddy Kerry Murdoch saw on the sidelines, John Dorsey, the Cleveland Browns general manager, was actually in Morgantown. Question is, what was he doing there? He can't really do anything. Maybe just talking with Lincoln Riley about life? Because, it would be a breach of contract for him to do anything within there. But, what Dorsey did see? 2 defensive touchdowns by Oklahoma. Not 1, but 2 defensive touchdowns by the Sooners. Also, saw a Big 12 Conference Championship clinching victory over the Mountaineers as the Sooners mount the Mountaineers 59-56. Find out how we got there, 59-56. Find out next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Welcome back to my show, everybody. My name's Harry James. We'll start I'm about to tell you how we got to the 59-56 final we told you about that John Dorsey actually got to see in person. But we'll start on the statistical board. One probably reason why John Dorsey wasn't there was to watch this boy, Kyler Murray, because he's got Baker Mayfield. But Kyler did okay for himself in his one and only appearance in Morgantown, passing for 364 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did have a costly interception. Kyler's longest pass of the night was 65 yards. While quarterback Will Greer for West Virginia also had a good night. Number 7, Will Greer, passed for 539 yards, 4 touchdowns. He didn't have a pick. And his longest completion was from 75 yards out. The running game was pretty good for Oklahoma. The leading rusher, when it was all said and done, number 26, Kennedy Brooks, got his 20 carries as a feature back. Technically got 21 carries for $182. Didn't have a touchdown, but his longest run of the night was for 68 yards. For West Virginia, it was all about Kennedy McCoy last Friday night. 16 carries, 81 yards, and a touch for Kennedy. His longest run, 33 yards. Receiving, well, John Dorsey wasn't the only Hollywood star in appearance. Antonio Brown was also there, watching his cousin, Hollywood Brown, Marquise Hollywood Brown, who plays for the Sooners, and the other night led the team in catches. 11 catches, 243 yards, and not 1, but 2 touchdowns. His longest completion of the night was the 65-yard bomb. For West Virginia, when it was all said and done, it was all about Gary Jennings Jr. from the receiving game. 7 pops for 225 and 2 touchdowns, including the 75-yard bomb that we told you about from Will Greer. Defensively, it was all about this man. What about this man from the other night? Number 19, Caleb Kelly. Back in the starting lineup for the last few weeks and may up for his absence today, though. You ready for this? a team high for Oklahoma tonight. Actually, game high. 14 tackles for the Sooners. Did have a fumble recovery. A forced fumble. And a fumble recovery. And returned it for 6. We'll talk about that later. But the leading tackler for West Virginia, when it was all said and done, was 6. Drayvon Askew-Henry, 8 tackles. He didn't have a fumble, forced, recovered, or INT. The biggest play of the night, probably not going to get as much love as it needs, but at the end of the day, Austin Seibert was 1 for 1 on his field goals, and we only won by 3 points. Just saying. His one field goal, that was the only one we needed. That was the only one we got, and that was actually the only field goal attempted all day. And it was from 37 yards out, and it's up and good for the Sooners. Number 30 for West Virginia, Evan Stanley Jr. Of course, as you guys kind of figured, he is in an A for this one. He did not attempt a field goal. Punting-wise, number 43, Austin Seibert, finally punted the other night, but only once for 45 yards, 45 in average, 0 inside the 20, 0 touchback. For West Virginia, Billy Kennedy, number 15, 2 punts, 38.0 in average, 43 along, 0 inside the 20, and 0 touchbacks for Kennedy. But that's not why you're here. You're here, how did it get to a 59-56 final? Well, it all started on the bad side for Oklahoma, giving up another deep ball. This one from 45 yards out, from Will Greer to David Seals. It is 7-0 Mountain Men with 10:09 left in the game. But QB1, Heisman hopeful Kyler Murray doesn't give up on his team, and he doesn't give up on himself, and he doesn't give up on his feet. Scores one from 62 yards on his feet for a 62-yard touchdown run, and we're all tied up at 7s with 7:19 left. And then Martell Petway unties it, gives West Virginia the lead back with a 7-yard touchdown run of his own. 14-7 West Virginia, 3:51 left. But Ben, before we go to the second quarter, we got to end the first quarter. With 1:31 left, number 1, Kyler Murray already has a running touchdown. Now he's in a pass for 1. 25 yards to Hollywood Brown. Right in front of his cousin. Touchdown Sooners. We are all tied up at 14 with a $1:31 left in the quarter. Second quarter, 7:12 left. Oklahoma takes the lead. For the first time, I believe, first time in this one, with a Trey Sermon run, 1 yard out, touchdown Sooners, 21-14 Sooners, 7:12 left. But Will Greer is not going to let his team lose, not going to let his team down. Will Greer, 10-yard touchdown pass to Seals, David Seals, number 13, touchdown WVU, 21-21 tie. With 4:14 left. I guess Kennedy Brooks did have a touchdown. With a 68-yard touchdown run. Sorry, I put it down that he didn't have any, but I guess he did have this one. 68 yards to give the Sooners the lead back, 28-21 with 3:30 left. Then, with 3:06 left immediately after on the assuming attempt, that's when Caleb Kelly gets his scoop and score off of Will Greer. 35-21 at this point, 3:06 left, and with just 18 seconds left before half, Kennedy McCoy says, you know what, we're going to go score, and gets a 1-yard touchdown run of his own with 18 seconds left as we go to halftime. Sooners lead at halftime by a touchdown. Third quarter, tied up again now, because Will Greer finds Gary Jennings with 10:32 left, 57-yard bomb. Touchdown, West Virginia, 35-35, your score. That's when Austin Seibert hits that one important field goal that we were talking about from 37 yards out, 38-35, Oklahoma, 5:52 left. Then Will Grier does a little selfie pose with a selfie stick of his own. 52-38 Sooners from 1 yard out. West Virginia leads now, 42-38 with a $1:52 left. Then Kyler Murray hooks up one more time with Hollywood Brown with his cousin Antonio watching. This Brown, Marquise Brown, is found by Kyler Murray for a 45-yard bomb. 45-42 Oklahoma, 35 seconds left in the quarter. But then with 17 seconds left in the quarter, Will Grier finds Gary Jennings, 75-yard touchdown bomb. 17 seconds left, 49-42 WVU. Fourth quarter, that's when Oklahoma takes the lead right back. When Kyler Murray finds Grant Kilcatira for a 1-yard touchdown run with 11:59 left, 42-49 Oklahoma. Then, we're not done with the scoring yet, at least for the Sooners. They add another one on. Here's the second defensive touchdown. When Kenneth Mann sacks Will Grier, forces the fumble. It's recovered by Curtis Bolton, and it's taken into the end zone by Buzzy, number 18, Curtis Bolton. 59-49, Oklahoma, 9:58 left in the half. Then Petway adds a touchdown on the board, 46-49. Oklahoma, though, still leading with 4:20 left. Onside kick recovered by the good guys. Oklahoma, they seal the deal. Now they'll play Texas for the championship. Riley's right call of the game was the 45-yard bomb that he found with with Hollywood Brown. Sorry, Antonio was in the building. That's why I'm getting him mixed up. The defensive call of the game, the defensive deal of the game by McNeil. You could have picked many of them. I picked the second one, the one that basically sealed the victory for the Sooners. Because if they don't, then Petway and company can actually lead. If it weren't for this, Kenneth Mann sacks Will Grier, forces a fumble. It's recovered by Curtis Bolton for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. By the way, that is the second defensive touchdown of the ball game. When's the last time that's happened? Doesn't matter. Matters that it did. Now, we're heading to Cowboy Stadium to play the much-hated Texas Longhorns. One more shot. One shot to beat the one team that beat you. And they'll get that shot at 11 a.m. on Saturday from AT&T Stadium. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this or you want to watch this and even more, got your back. Don't worry. You can catch it all on the Boomer Sooner 1982 on YouTube. Also on Facebook, Harry James Taylor. Or I have it up on my Twitter, at HypeManHarry. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. And Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. See ya.